the beach, you're the bikini, the remote control, you're the TV, DVD player, I'm the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gonna bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old?
Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. Right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side.
Angel face with angel eyes, you must be heaven sent. Our hearts had a collision and it mind you left a dent. This love is meant to happen, girl, it's not an accident. So if you give me your heart, I promise I will represent. You're my pieces, I'm your puzzle. You're my rain, I'm your puddles. You're my teddy bear like Snuggles. If it's team us, let's huddle. We can be strength in life struggles. You're my red nose with no muzzle. I can be the product, you can be the dollars. Girl, let's orchestrate this hustle.
Oh yeah, right. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side. Right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Yeah. Baby, I won't leave your side.
Flying directions, you would be the destination. If I were an employer, would you choose my occupation? I must be a shovel, cause I'm digging you, penetrate my shining star. Beautiful, it's a crime, I'm arresting you like the law. My love is your parking garage, girl.
Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Right. Baby girl, Solomon, 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 Solomon. Everybody call me King Solomon, 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 Solomon. They call me King Solomon, 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 Solomon. The old man they call me King Solomon. The chambers they call me King Solomon. The girlfriends they call me King Solomon, 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 Solomon. My ways don't do plenty, King Solomon. My tune do plenty, King Solomon. Everybody call me King Solomon, 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 Solomon. Hey, hey. Baby, I feeling go, I want banjo. Yeah, Marco, I feeling go, I want banjo. Yeah, now she won't get in my photo. Used to say I want him photo. She won't eat sugar dodo. I'm in love with my sweeties and jojo. Caro, Caro, I'm in love with Caro. My soul like that Pharaoh. I'm in love with Benita. But that sweet girl Sentita. Nika, bring your friend Mona Lisa. Everybody call me King Solomon, 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 King Solomon. Bring all your friends about King Solomon, 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 King Solomon.
I do it. I do it. I do it. I do it.
Hola to live. I want you enjoy. Hola to live. I want you enjoy. Any make me well. I want to do it my will. I want to get in my head. I in my head, no fighting, no stressing. Me no like paparazzi. All of them calling me King Solomon. I'm a lady and a lassie. I mean, I want to answer when you know yourself. Do you fornicating? Any make me well. I want to do it my will. I want to get in my head. I in my head, no fighting, no stressing. Everybody call me King Solomon, 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 King Solomon. They call me King Solomon, 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 King Solomon. The old man they call me King Solomon. The chambers they call me King Solomon. The girlfriends they call me King Solomon, 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 King Solomon. My ways don't do plenty, King Solomon. My tune do plenty, King Solomon. Everybody call me King Solomon, 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 King Solomon. Hey, yeah.
I do it. I do it.
Solomon.
If I got problems, relationship now, I'm up them. And if you want me again, you're the only one I want. All of them, I look on my Betty, oh yeah. She wanna see romance, oh yeah. About the same Jasmine, oh yeah. She get it back from Big Jasmine, oh yeah. Falling hard for you, oh yeah. Hard comes to, oh yeah. My Betty, oh yeah. Feeling my Betty, oh yeah. All of them, I look on my Betty, oh yeah. She wanna see romance, oh yeah. About the same Jasmine, oh yeah. She get it back from Big Jasmine, oh yeah. Now for you, oh yeah. All for you, oh yeah. My back, oh yeah. Are you feeling my back, oh yeah? My baby tell me say, she love my style. She really wanna be the one to walk out. Let me get that if I ever break your heart. If I ever lie, if I ever leave you, let me back. Everything going on, you the only one who keeps me coming down. The way you give me peace of mind, I know say you don't ever wanna see me frown. I got no looking for doing anytime. Where you are, where you come from, where you from, Son, I must not wanna compare. Oh, no, sorry, what she doesn't compare. Oh, no. Or if you force her to show yourself, she will lay you down flat, that's not bad. Oh, no. That's my baby, yeah. You can blow all your movies. That's my baby, yeah, yeah, yeah. All of them, I live on my Betty, oh yeah. She wanna see romance, oh yeah. About the same Jasmine, oh yeah. She get it back from Big Jasmine, oh yeah. Falling hard for you, oh yeah. Hard comes to, oh yeah. My back, oh yeah. Feeling my back, oh yeah. All of them, I live on my Betty, oh yeah. She wanna see romance, oh yeah. About the same Jasmine, oh yeah. She get it back from Big Jasmine, oh yeah. Now for you, oh yeah. All for you, oh yeah. My back, oh yeah. Are you feeling my back, oh yeah. Girl, you make a bad man crazy. Just yeah. Jaja, Charido, it's for Eldridge, and it's Crowler Boy, yeah. Wait for the dough. Girl, I want you wait for the dough. Wait for the dough. Make you put the bounce for the jazz. I wanna give you good loving, I don't wanna bite and flow. Your love like chicken fella, baby Jack and she clamor. So girl, you all I want and all I need. Oh. I'm loving you, you loving me. Oh. And all that we were meant to be.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile from Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details and don't worry, they are very safe and secure, and start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code Costa to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening. It's another wonderful, great, and blessed day. Today is Wednesday, the 19th day of the month of July AD 2023. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's another wonderful and pleasant day to be here on this edition of the Costa Morning Show. Buakai Amara Kamara is my name. I will be joined by my other panelists here on the Costa Show, and we'll bring you some trending issues that are making news in our body politics. So sit back, relax as we dive into some major trending issues that are making news in our body politics here in Liberia. So uh with just the 7 month into this year, we are left with, yeah, we can say 17 19 days gone already in the month of July, June, July, uh August, September, October. Yeah, we yeah, few months away, just 2 months and a half away from the much talk about October 10th election. So let me say good morning to all of our charitable listeners, those that are listening to us through the Facebook page, those that are watching us through the YouTube, and those that are listening to us via they might tune in, tune out, and whatsoever it is. Let me say good morning to you and welcome. And yesterday there was a press release put out by the National Elections Commission, and the press release read us. It says the National Elections Commission says it will host a first engagement with aspirants for the 2023 general elections in Liberia on Friday, the 21st of July 2023. The statement from the NEC says that one day it will be a one-day engagement with the 2023 aspirants will be held at the ministerial complex in Congotam. According to them, the statement is issued on Tuesday. Yeah, independent aspirant. Once again, independent aspirant will be afforded the opportunity to also sign up to the historic Farmington River Declaration, committing themselves to the non-violence 2023 general and presidential elections. So there will be an engagement, according to them, on Friday. So all of the independents candidates that haven't signed up to the Farmington agreement, they will sign up to that agreement um, uh, on Friday. So that's a statement there from the National Elections Commission. So another news coming from our neighboring Sierra Leone. Yeah, they say Sierra Leone have placed a memo that's a temporary ban on movement of cattle, goats, and sheep along the Liberia Sierra Leone border following the discovery of 36 dead cows in Foya uh, district, Lofa County. So, yeah, the last time we wake up to the news that 36 cow died in Foya. So, the government of Sierra Leone placed travel ban, the importation or export of bush meat or cow to Sierra Leone, between Sierra Leone and Liberia. They have put a ban on that, so there will be no cow crossing from Liberia to Sierra Leone, no goat, no sheep, nothing of sort. So let me say good morning, Mr. Gonglo, and welcome to the Costa Show.
Good morning. Good morning, Bwaka. How was your night?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It's good to be back here.
How is Moreover this morning?
Well, the weather is kind of cloudy, but it's good that we are back up.
But it hasn't started raining.
No, not yet, but just cloudy.
I hope the rain will not disturb the anti-corruption campaigner rally.
We hope so.
But because we are still afraid of rain, man.
Yeah. So we hope so.
It's good to be back. I didn't look at the agenda this morning, but I have a few things to talk about though. I don't know. I'm not sure if you follow that. There was a hearing at the Elections Commission yesterday. Did you follow that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so we'll talk about that. On this show, if you remember, one Jim Davis, I think from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he did call and said Councilor Gongo is not qualified to stay in the election. You remember that conversation?
Yeah.
So, and this guy is a Baka supporter. If you watch Spoon Network, the likes of Eugene Fagon, in fact, the official spokesman of Baka campaign, Mo Ali, on Spoon Network, said Councillor Gongo was not qualified to stay in the election. And he refused in a conversation on Spoon to mention whether Councillor Gongo is among the candidates. He kept saying if he will run. And scores of UP activists have actually been selling that misleading information, against Councillor Gongo. For whatever reason, they know best. And I don't, it is a right to propagate any false information about somebody they think maybe is a rival or may cause them the election. It is a right. They can do it. That's election politics. I don't have issue with that. But subsequently, a Boaka supporter did file a complaint to NEC to stop Councillor Gongo from running. And that hearing was, Elections Commission looked into that hearing yesterday. Councillor Gongo represented himself at the Elections Commission because it was a grave issue that bordered on whether he was going to be a candidate or not. After looking into the case, the Election Commission dismissed the complaint against him.
Yep. So, all right.
So, in fact,
Yeah.
Gongo had a press conference at the CO Atai Center yesterday. Maybe you didn't follow it. I can send the link.
No, I didn't follow, Mr. So,
Yeah.
but there is this article on Front Page Africa.
Which one? I'm looking at.
It's a very interesting story. CDC reportedly engaged the ALP for her support. It's an interesting article and it's worth looking at this morning.
Waka. Okay. What is surprising about this?
No, it is surprising in a sense that we have once said a lot of things about the US family, and now if they are going to support the same person that once criticized, that once said that there will be a no Ure will win an election in Liberia, that is a very, very big news in Liberia. If you don't know that,
no.
Probably you may not know that it is news, but it is. The past election, I come in, Mr. Gonglo. The past elections, Mrs. Ure was attacked by the same CDC officials in district number 15, and Mr. Joshua mounted the podium at his party's headquarters in Congo Town and told the Liberian people that no, once he's president, once he's leader of this country, no Ure will win an election in Liberia. So this article is not yet confirmed. It's an article that we are speaking of because they didn't go in detail. They just said that there was a meeting held between, they said yesterday there was a meeting held between some officials of the All Liberian Party and members of the Coalition for Democratic Change. So this article, we will dive into it and talk about it, but you wanted to say something, you can come in.
Yeah, Boaka, the thing, like the interesting thing about Liberians is we don't look at our history. That's why we keep making the same mistakes. One, we have said DeLong will not win, right? DeLong won. Boyka, Joseph Boyka, listen to the Prince Johnson tape. I think he made that statement out of 2018 or 20, yeah, I believe 20, it was 2018 that Ambassador Boyka won for the pacemaker to regulate his blood pressure, right? I think it was 2018 that he won for that surgery after the elections. If you listen to Prince Johnson audio, he said the worst thing about Boyka, how Boyka was living on battery. He said he's a battery total. He will soon die. He's an ungrateful, he's an ingrate, and because Ambassador Boyka had called President we are a boy. They gave a man job to a boy. Prince Johnson was then supporting Weah. He came by ferociously to attack Ambassador Boyka. When Ambassador Boyka last visit here in the US,
When he went back home, what did he do? He went to the first person he met when he arrived on the ground was PYJ, because he knows that if he wants to make a strong game, he needs the support of PYJ. He went to him. Okay? In spite of all of what PYJ said about him, he buried that. He went to him because it's about what? Like you always say, because this is your mantra. You say you must win before you govern, right? So regardless of what PYJ said about Ambassador Barker in our tape, which I wouldn't even say, he went and sat with him. He met with him at his house. Okay? So if you look at Liberian politics, all the politically active Liberians who are active in Liberian politics, most of them have checkered record. The Eugene Fagon that is supporting Barker today, go watch that video. I can send it to you. There's a video, somebody clip. There's a clip that say Eugene versus Barker. Watch that video and see what Eugene said about Barker in that video. Right? Where is Eugene today? He's supporting Barker. Go and listen to Fadiga. Fadiga was supporting ANC at the time. Hassan Fadiga. What did he say about Barker then? Watch that video. Just a few months ago, Majala Kopo went on Spoon Network and said Barker is too old. He can't see what the problem in Liberia. Must go sit down. The young people must lead. Barker must go sit down and take all their grandchildren. Medala Kopo said that on Spoon, I believe February or so. What happened? I believe May or no. Was it May or June? What happened? Medala Kopo endorsed Barker, right? So,
okay, so
many of the people in Liberia, they just say things that they don't even think about, and when they realize, oh no, I'm going to all of that. It's like they just look. They are fortune hunter. Many of them, few of them are not. I'm not saying all of them are, but some of them are fortune hunter. So all that stuff, when we want to also for me, this is a talk show. We have to be open-minded. So we don't just see one thing. We must look at it in its historical context. What others who are active today and supporting different candidates, what have they said about that candidate before? Mind you, was in the CDC, right?
Yes, you were with the CDC.
Yeah, 2011. You was the biggest spender for the CDC. You were the biggest spender. Okay, so we have to look at it in its historical context.
Yeah. So, for you, you see nothing wrong with this, right? You think it's a political right, and you know, everybody do have their right to associate and disassociate.
Yeah.
That's the Constitution. That's the Constitution. But you know, if you preach consistently, just go ahead. Let me take this call quickly.
Okay, so look at it. Darius DeLong, what did he say about Barker in 2011 or 2017? The post is right here on Larry Kennedy, brother. Larry Kennedy spoke about that. In fact, he made a post. DeLong said, Barker Euro ticket, Ambassador Barker Nukwe ticket is a wicked ticket. That is what DeLong said in 2017 about Barker. Today, who does DeLong support? Barker. So the issue, when we want to talk about issues in our politics, let's look at the history of those who are making a statement. Because it is easy for me to say today, I am with Ambassador Barker. Look at have I seen something wrong with Barker in the past? Why am I changing my mind today? I think it behooves the public to ask, hey, you said this about Barker. Why are you changing your mind? I should be able to give a reason. But we don't do that. But as soon as somebody takes an action, we jump and say, hey, we want this. Why this person is contradicting himself? But if you look, many Liberian politicians, if you construct maybe a tree or a decision tree, what they've been doing in the past 5-10 years, you'll be amazed that they have been on all sides of the issues. In one election, they are on that side. Take Toga McIntosh Gateway. If you construct his tree from MPFL, he came to another group from that group to another group. He went to CDC, now he's with ANC. I mean, so it's like people they have check or record, they just move from institution to institution. That is what is happening. A little election time, Liberians just bury their mind when it comes to election. They bury their brain, they bury everything, and just go with emotion. So, I mean, this is what characterizes our discourse during election. It's very unfortunate. Let's look at the history of all those who are politically active today. What did they say about somebody in 2017? And are they on our same side today where they were in 2017? Most of them not. Are they on the other side? So let's look at it. So for me, it's not just that UA is making that. If it is true that UA is making that move, for me, it's a representation of what Liberian politics has been, which is very unfortunate.
Okay, so I just received a call from a highly placed source within an all Liberian party that the article done by Front Page Africa is false and misleading. There haven't been any meeting held between the all Liberian party and folks from the WIA camp. According to that highly placed source within the All Liberian Party, all political parties are engaging the All Liberian Party, asking them for their support. There haven't been any point in time a meeting was held between Mr. Uri or Costa or the ALP with the CDC. So according to them, they are opening up their discussion with other political parties, but no point in time that they have engaged or the CDC have engaged them to tell them about their support. So I just thought it wise to let you know that story from the Front Page Africa is false and misleading. That's just what a highly placed source within the ALP told me.
Yeah. So you see now, we're going to waste our time this morning discussing something that is not true, But granted, if it even happened, Waka, I would not be surprised, because this is what Liberian politics during election time has always come to. Everybody fight for what they believe is in their best interest. But Mr. Ure actually has a relationship with the CDC. They felt out because of the way Ambassador Bwaka started to treat his allies after the election. That's how they felt out. So, I mean.
Yeah, so that's it, folks. We just thought it wise to let you know. When there is trending issues in the country, people will be talking about this. And I say we will bring it up here to you on the Costa Show, and we will make sure if it is true, we let you know. If it is not true, we will let you know about everything that is happening in our country. So we are still. But this news about a ban of, the last time we get up, we saw 36 cows dead in Lofa County, and later on again in Nimba County, some 20 guys, they went to do a job somewhere. They met a dead goat in the bush. They went to eat a dead goat. And now all of them are hospitalized in Nima County. All of these things are happening right here in Liberia. And it's alarming to see all of these things happening. So the government of Sierra Leone has placed a ban on the importation in their country with when it comes to bush meat or cow and all the other stuff. They have placed a ban on that for some time now.
I didn't hear that news. Something like that happened in Nimba. Are you sure?
Yeah. It happened.
It was in the newspaper.
Yeah, it happened in Nimba. It was on the radio. It was on the news.
Oh, okay. That's my first time hearing it.
Yeah. So the guys went, normally in this our in the counties where the family member, when you're going in the bush, when you're having job, the other family member can add up to you, you're going to do that person on the farm work. For the next day, you'll go to the other person on the farm, you're going to do the work there. So the guys went in the bush to cut down some trees to prepare for farming, and they met a dead goat in the bush. A dead goat in the bush, according to the story. And they went ahead, they ate the goat. And according to information, I just can confirm that that goat was bitten by a snake. So they went ahead, ate the goat, and right after that, all of them started feeling sick. Now they are hospitalized in Nima, Mr.
Wow.
Gonglo.
That
They are
might
all
be a very
hospitalized.
dangerous poison, from that snake, man. That
Yeah.
might be a very dangerous poison. I mean, some snakes have very dangerous venom, and I don't know, but I mean, were they show that goat die because as a result of snake bite?
No, they just met it now. When they go the guys when they farming, then they go see such thing.
Oh yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
I live village. I know what you're talking about. When you go hunt, I mean, sometimes you see dead deer. I mean, the first thing that runs to your mind is not that the deer there will be poison in there. Even when it is rotting, you would take it, put it in hot water, and massage it a little bit. So yeah, we all did that in the village. So it's a common thing. I just hope I wish them well, and I hope they are in a health facility with requisite drugs, with the appropriate drugs to flush out some of the poison that they put in our body already.
Yeah, so yesterday, the story is interesting though. Today we just bring you some bit and pieces of what's happening, and later on, we anticipate Mr. Gongo will go into what happened there at the National Elections Commission. It says, on the story again, it says, in recent, it says, Josh, it says, court imposes fines on Spoon Network, 1,000 United States dollar fine. The network, and $300 per employee. When a sheriff went to issue the rate at Spoon FM, some of the employees tried to stop the operation of the sheriff. Some employees tried to stop the operation of the sheriff. So the court placed a $1,000 fine on Spoon FM. That's $1,000 US fine on Spoon FM, and each employee of the entity will pay 300 USD. 300 USD each employee, and his entity itself will pay 1,000 USD. So that happened yesterday because all of the employees of a Spoon Network were invited over at the court, and that what occurred yesterday at the court. So, Mr. Gonglo, this is becoming interesting.
Well, did you read the transcript from the court?
Well, what I'm saying is, Josh, Peabody ruling came after a complaint filed by women pay. Okay, say Moreover, Liberia in a recent court decision, Judge Kennedy Peabody of the 6th Judicial Circuit Court has imposed a fine of 1,000 USD on the management of Spoon FM and TV, along with a fine of 300 on each staff or members.
Okay,
Judge Peabody.
So I think what is happening here, I think you probably went on that scene because you left the studio that morning to probably go see it. But my understanding of this story is, I think the workers attempted to interfere with the court officer execution of the court order. So I think that was a report. I'm sure when I watched the video, there was back and forth wars between court officers and the employees. I don't personally agree with that decision because there is no way you come to shut down a particular media institution that people will not talk back to you. They will talk. They may even try to prevent you from enforcing the order. But once you enforce the order successfully, I mean, you don't have to, because you took them by surprise. They didn't have prior notice that you are coming to do this. You just walk there, they are on air, and you know, telling them to get out, you shutting down doors. So definitely, yes. I mean, I could have done the same thing the guys at Spoon probably did, like talk back to the court officer, why are you doing this? Why, you know, I mean, because it was a surprise, you know, it was a surprise intrusion. Yes, they do have the authority because they are the court, but it was a surprise intrusion. So to impose such a fine based on the word of words, the exchange that took place, you know, I think maybe the court has been a little bit harsh here. On the employees, ready. And again, that's my personal opinion. I don't know law. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what you're supposed to do when co-officers appear before you. I don't know. So I'm just saying, if I were in their shoes, I would talk back to the court officers because I did not have prior notice that they were coming to my house or to my office to execute such an order. You know.
All right. So this, you know, over the weekend there will cross over to, you know, over the weekend there was this meeting her. I I, I there will be a press release. There will be a statement from Costa about that. But there was this meeting here about he and his some of his officials on his supporters here on ground. In said meeting, Mr. Costa told his supporters that um, anybody is in, you know, you can go about supporting any political party of your choice. He told them that is their right. If you want to support, you as a supporter of him, if you want to support the Unity Party, it's your right to support the Unity Party. If you want to support the All Liberian Party, is your right. If you want to support the CDC, is your right. So he told his supporters over the weekend, but he will be coming up with a statement on that. For him, he will be going into private life. He will be doing his business because he feels that politics have taken much of him, and that there is need that he focus on his business for now, and get himself prepared for the future. So, you know, few people ask him, uh, why is it that since you are no longer supporting Mr. Boakai, why is it can't you take a SAR um, and support that SAR? He said it's time consuming because now if only I do declare my support for any political party, I need to come up, I need to be on the show and defend that person and make sure that person come, you know, close to the presidency, and it's time consuming. And we don't have the luxury of time. We don't have the luxury of time for me to come now and select somebody like, oh, I will support this person and start canvassing for the person. So what I would do, I will be quiet in the entire election process. But I do give you, all of my supporters, the right now to go and support any political party of your choice. If you wish to support any of them, even it be the LPP from Mr. Gonglo is left with you, you can now go about supporting any party of your choice. But for me, I'm going into private life and focus on my business and my family and prepare myself for the future. So that was it. I just thought it wise to let you know about that. Probably you didn't hear that.
Walker, why wouldn't wait for the press release to come out first before we start to deal with that issue first publicly? You know, because the press release when he writes a formal press release, he will say a lot of things that we can pick from and discuss, as opposed to maybe just a hint from you. Why you decided to let the cat out of the bag?
There's a Costa Show now.
Yeah, so I would have waited probably for Henry to hold a press conference and maybe make, I would say, maybe his last appearance on the Costa Show to answer questions from his loyal followers over the years on this channel, and then you can say, "Hey, bye bye."
You know, it's all in the. It was not a secret though. It's all in the media.
I've not read that.
Yeah, all of the supporters that went there started posting about it, and it's all over. It's all over. But is this right though? Like I said, it's good to the issue about our constitution says that you can associate and disassociate. You can even say you can be waiting on to take your hand for everything. That's a business. That's a right. But like we said, we will wait and hear from him, and he will appear on the show before leaving. So he will appear with us before leaving. So Mr. Gonglo, you said you wanted to talk something about.
Oh yeah, so there's this case. There is one Augusta Dakar Jones. Anyone who listening can go on his social media page. He is a Boaga activist. Okay, so but besides Augusta Dakar Jones, all of the UP activists, including Mo Ali, who is the spokesman, the key spokesman, the main spokesman for the Boaga campaign, sat on Spoon Network and said and refused to admit that Councillor Gonglo will be a candidate in this election. He said, if you were wrong. And Ambala Miami, who support Gonglo on the Spoon Network, actually pushed back. He said Gonglo is a candidate. In fact, he's a key a player in the election. He's likely to win. Why do you mean if you're wrong? He said, I'm not sure you're wrong. On that very show, Eugene Fagon said Gonglo is not qualified to run, and he was not wrong. He doesn't meet the legal requirement of NEC. Also followed by Hassan Fadiga. So all of them took the same line to basically make that argument. It was not on one day, on 3 different shows. They repeated the same lies, which I thought was a calculated attempt at that time to make the public believe that Councillor Gonglo is not qualified to run. In fact, it caused some uncertainty in the minds of some of those who wanted to run on the great LPP ticket. Okay, so on the show, Jane David, you remember, a couple of the listeners here, even in the live, you raised the same issue. Gonglo is not qualified. This Jane David guy actually did call from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I live in Pennsylvania. And he argued with me that Councillor Gonglo was not qualified to run. So you see that for 2 weeks, for over 2 weeks period, UP activists went all out after Councillor Gonglo that he's not qualified to run. And the base, it was a mere propaganda and dishonest campaign because the facts are there at the Elections Commission. The law says, in fact, Anthony Kessler, who is a political advisor to Ambassador Boaga, also made the same post. Okay, the law, the revised election law of September 17, 2014 is very clear. Even though that particular provision of the revised law is unconstitutional, if you take into consideration the 1986 Constitution, Article 97, if you read that, the essence of election is for people to participate through political parties. Okay, yes, you can run as independent, but it really gives right to political party formation. So you can't have a statute that would take away that right or Liberians to be in political party. To say if a particular political parties contest in an election and none of your candidates win, and you don't win, you don't get 2%, then you're not participating in the following election. It's so unconstitutional. Since that statute was passed, there has been no one has been affected by that statute, because this would be like the second election after that statute, right? So let's see in 2023 whether anybody will be affected by that. So, but there was a vain attempt by the UP to actually stop a key opposition leader. which I thought was disingenuous because the very UP people say, "Oh, we need opposition unity," but again, here they are. They were trying to directly stop another opposition leader.
Mr.
And when you
Gongolo,
reflect, when you reflect on that, Boaka, like what Henry said in the press statement, I took one of the key points I took from that was Ambassador Boaka went to Mr. Bernard Ure of the ALP and asked him go file a complaint against Ellis Coleman, because I'm the chairman of CPP. I can't do it. So I see a correlation between what the UP guys are doing, particularly Mo Ali. If Mo Ali is saying Councillor Gonglo is not qualified to run, it can be much more closer to Boaka office than anybody. It could be any Boaka activist in the street there, but Mo Ali is the chief spokesman of Boaka, of Ambassador Boaka. So if he says, definitely it has a backing of Ambassador Boaka, particularly when he's saying something untruthful, to the extent of trying to stop another political leader from contesting. It has the backing of Ambassador Boaka. So
Mr. Gongolo, let me just
let me end. So there was a hearing on net yesterday, and one Augusta Dakar Jones actually filed the complaint, actualized, took action to file a complaint against Councillor Gonglo. So there was a hearing on net yesterday. Councillor Gonglo represented himself. After looking into the merits and demerits of the case, the Elections Commission dismissed the complaint based on the fact that the Liberian People's Party, LPP, when they participated in 2017 elections, headed by Dr. Henry Fambole, they actually did win one seat. One Ellen from Mangibi actually ran on the LPP ticket and she won. So the law says if you win one seat, if one of your candidates win, then that provisional law does not apply to you. So NEC actually look at it and say, but what you're saying is factually untrue. So you can't, this complaint cannot stand. They throw it out. So my question is, why are they doing that when they're calling for opposition unity? And it's the same thing of Boaka using all the people's hand to beat on other opposition leaders, like he did to Alexander Coleman.
Okay, so for me, I think on a particular issue, I think for me, if I was in the shoe of Mr. Gonglo, I won't take like a man like Mo Ali or others that are within the Unity Party seriously when it comes to such conversation, because they don't have the authority to stop anybody from contesting any position in Liberia. The institution that is clue with that authority is the National Elections Commission, and the National Elections Commission have given a right to everybody to participate. So if you have something that will stop you from contesting in any election in our country, not different political party that will come and tell you, say, oh, you will not contest this election, or you are not qualified to contest any election. The only institution that is clued with that authority is the National Elections Commission. So I think it was just a waste of time to go and go to the National Election Commission, do all this, do that. It was just a waste of time. And even if Mr. Muhammad Ali, like as you claim, said that on his show, and other supporters of JMB said that on their show, for me, if I was a Gonglo supporters, I wouldn't even say pick boom with them. I would even look at them, because I know that what they are talking, it make no sense. They can stop Mr. Gonglo from contesting. Now, only the National Elections Commission we should look at. And then now the National Elections Commission have come up and told Mr. Gongola what they complain, they file against you is just a waste of time. You can go about your election. That's just all he needed to wait for. So it was just a mere waste of time from their own time and energy, wasting of cash to go to NEC and all the other thing. But it's good that you flag it and Liberian people know. But for me, I think it was just a total waste of time and energy when they went through that process. And even if
I agree that it was a distraction, but look at the trend of how it happened. Eugene Fagon raising the issue, on Spoon Network that Gonglo is not qualified, followed by Hassan Fadiga, followed by Mo Ali. In fact, and Mo Ali refused to admit that Councillor Gonglo is a candidate. He said, if he was wrong. If Mo Ali says that, what more can you say? What more can you say? It can't go much more closer and higher to Boubacar than Mo Ali. No.
Mr. Gonglo, it didn't come from Boubacar himself.
No.
It didn't. And secondly, even if you hear now that you are Mr. Gonglo supporter, or you are one way or the other, sympathizing with him, you can make a statement. And
I do support him. I'm not sympathizing. I do support him.
You can make a statement here on the platform defending Mr. Gonglo, or say something about Mr. Gonglo, and Mr. Gonglo tell you, hey, okay, the last time some youth from the Gonglo scam went about making a statement against ECOWAS. They say they don't believe that ECOWAS will play a full part in the upcoming election. Mr. Gonglo came up and corrected them and said that that's not true. He will never support such a statement coming from them. So it's like everybody has
that Councillor Gonglo provides. But when Mo Ali sat on Spoon Network, Ambassador Boubacar watches Spoon Network because that is his channel. And Mo Ali and Eugene Fagon, who are the spokesperson for Boubacar, when they went after Councillor Gonglo that he's not qualified to contest, he should not contest, Boubacar did not come out to say all Liberians have the right to contest. He did not. You see, so that's a contrast right there, Boubacar. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a leadership of Councillor Gonglo. Even when there was an alleged meeting, something, he's very proactive. He came and said, no, that's not LPP. So, I mean, that's a man I'm talking about here. He's proactive. He's not going to wait. He's not going to let the night go over an issue, to say, no. He's not that kind of person. So, Wonder, I just sent a link to Wonder, so we're expecting him. Tell George. I don't know why George didn't send the link to him.
Okay, so that's it. We just thought it wise to flag that also.
Is George in the studio?
Yeah. He's already doing that. If we will not come, we'll open the phone lines on 07, because when he comes, we'll be talking now up until the dawn. So we'll take some calls on 0777.
On the call now because he has to go to work, so we shouldn't stay long on the call, okay? Let's maybe about 4 calls.
0770 102 102 86 010383 555 102 102. Now take our first caller here this morning. Good morning. 0770.
Good morning, BK.
Yeah, welcome. Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Minnesota. This is Alex Mineral. But I've been watching the talk show for the last 7 years because of you and Costa. And I kind of realized that Costa did not make a mistake to choose you to be his deputy. You are very objective. This is why always I leave my horse, I leave my bear, and watch a show here in Minnesota. Do not let Mr. Gonglo that's sitting right by your side to control this show. He's there to promote only his brother. That's a fact. Every discussion you want to bring, no, that's not important. No, that's not important. But any issue, mention the name of Gonglo, oh, that's important. So you're not there to control your show. You gotta control your show. Don't let the intimidate or to take control of the show. You miss more week about this show here.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
Thank you. Now take another person on this line. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Boubacar and Mr. Gonglo. My reason of calling, I'm calling from Los Angeles this morning. My reason of calling this morning is that I want for the Liberian people to see how ungrateful is Omen Boubacar. You know that the photo candidate in district number 10, with all that Yeke Koluba is doing, and they disguise themselves, trying to pretend that it is the CDC that is putting candidate in the district. Yeke Koluba need to understand that Omen Boubacar is a figure, and he destroyed all those that support him. So I want for the Liberian people to see what Costa was talking about. He betrayed everybody that that tried to help him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now take this other person on the line. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Baka. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Welcome, sir. Your name, where joining us from?
Yeah. This is Igwe Vitus, Hadi Tiger, calling you from Munich, Germany.
Welcome. Long time.
Yeah, my brother. We don't hide them because of the political issue that's going on. Baka, what you say about Costa, most of his supporters, and even myself, most of his supporters, because I'm one of them, he's a brother to me. We are used to him, and most of us depend on him because he brought some of us to this limelight. You understand, being advocating about a good Liberia at this particular time that we need him so much, and he said that everybody support whoever he like. Most of the people depend on him to make a political decision who to support or not. I think he could come out clearly, no matter what happened, for the interest of his country, and go for the lesser evil. The lesser evil would be better option for me. And secondly, again, I advise you, the brother in the studio there, your co-host. This is my fourth time I appear here watching. He's too political, personally, because of his brother. This is what Costa doesn't like, discussing about what Mo Ale and the others say in different show. You know that this year show, they have traditions to follow. They don't discuss what happened, what Mo Ale and others say. They bring issues. They bring issues comforting the people. They bring issue where to go. They bring issue how to liberate the country. It's not about what Mo Ale. So it's more when Mo Ali says something as a politician attack his brother, he will come on your show and use the people platform to attack Mo Ali back. So I don't like the idea. Thank you very much.
So much. Let's take this other caller here. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Swallow Kamara, calling from Minnesota.
Welcome, Swallow.
Oh, Buckeye, the gentleman is Buckeye, his crime day. You don't, whenever those guys always attacking you, you party. And they're not looking at them. Like you are like mosquito. You always attacking your big brother. They just look at you, a little attack. Then you start crying, they all around it. So the
I am not crying. I'm pointing out the hypocrisy in the unity. I'm not crying.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me learn. I get just short time.
Go ahead.
Yeah. By right they show your co-host in the studio, you guys should discuss various issues. But he just start because of his brother. And this is not where you were brought on the show. You were brought on the show. Attack your party. When you party, and then you climb all in the era. You been attacking your party everywhere. You been not looking at you, but you been attacking because you know nobody looking at you. You keep attacking. And they get attacked a little bit, then you begin to cry all around the era, and you're not in that seat for that.
Okay.
You're in that seat for this issue, okay?
Thank you so much. Let's take James Davis. James, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, bro. Good morning, Mr. Gonglo.
Good morning, my brother.
Mr. Gonglo, this is James Davis. I'm always watching from Pittsburgh.
You're from Pittsburgh, right?
Go ahead.
I'm not against Mr. Gonglo. Mr. Gonglo's mother is that's a sister. We go from the same county. You are my nephew. So no matter how you older than me, you still my nephew. You know me very well, Mr. Gonglo. I know that you called me for a case in media, I know media or somewhere in Philadelphia before, where somebody took your car and sold it to somebody. But I want to get that lady to the hospital. You know me very well. Not that you don't know me. You know me. And that's not against Mr. Gonglo. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm very happy that
ALP came out with a release that they never had a meeting with this person, with that person. That's a fine issue. But Mr. Congolo was taking it out of issue. The issue with ALP Tara Yuri with Joya, and the issue between Joya and Benena is a quite different thing than Jeff Bahamoff. That thing it almost cost the life of somebody. It almost cost the life of Tara Yuri or say. So that different thing. People talking and never cause anybody life. Saying something and go back to the person and never cause anybody life.
All right. Thank you so much, James, for coming in and making that point. So we will take our guest now. The last the receiver that you're listening to, you have to lower it.
Yeah,
you are getting
you have
feedback.
to stop the I think you have two platform open, Wanda. Wanda, do you have two screen open? Are you listening to on your
What you have to welcome your device and then call us in again. Let's take this call. Let's take Sam. Sam, good morning, welcome.
Is that Sam?
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Jumbo.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Yeah. Yes, it's nice to see you guys again. I just want to hammer a few things. The first thing is that Costa, from beginning, didn't have a plan to get involved in any political party this year. He made it clear that his ambition is going to be 2029. But it's a shame he got caught in it, and that's why the whole thing went wrong. Secondly, I just want the Liberian people to know that we as Liberians, individually, we have every right to run for any position constitutionally, and therefore nobody have any right to tell anybody off or to sit down and say certain people or certain person is qualified. What makes you qualified to run for any political party? There's no constitution to that. Every Liberian is free to run for any position. So therefore, nobody should come out and tell people certain people are qualified. It never happened in any democratic country anyway, even in the UK here.
All right. Thank you so much, Sam from the UK. He's our last caller on this segment. So Wanda Freeman is now okay, and we can now bring it on. Wanda, good morning and welcome to the Costa Show.
Good morning. I don't know, is my speaker okay?
Yes, we do hear you.
Yep. The last time, sorry, I couldn't be with you guys on the show. So Mr. Gonglo will begin from where you stop because I don't want to come and go back to what you guys already discussed. I needed to run the last time. So Mr. Gonglo, is over to you.
Yeah, so I think basically we allow Wanda to just continue from where he last stopped, because I did last week when you appeared, was that Friday? No, I think it was the same Wednesday, right? So when you appear, we're talking about corruption and how corruption is a network, it's a crime that is committed through networks. So I don't know if you have additional information or you want to expand more on that this morning. You can feel free to talk on many other issues that affect our governance process and our politics.
Okay. Thank you. So you said my audio is okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
good.
So thank you very much, guys. I'm happy to be on the show. I wanted to expand a little bit about why the Liberian National Legislature keep producing millionaires. If you recall, most of the people before they get to the National Legislature, some of them were doing pretty much nothing, maybe selling in the market or hustling around the block. But when they get to the National Legislature over a few years, what we find is that they turn out to be millionaires. Now, there is a structural reason for that. And that's what I wanted to expand on, because if we don't sort out some of those structural issues, they are going to continue to perpetrate a situation where people will get rich out of the wrong line of business. Now, when I say the wrong line of business, what I mean is that people normally, if you want to get rich, you start a business, and if you get more customers, you make more money. Some people maybe go the scientific route, they have a discovery, and then they commercialize what they discover. In Liberia, we see the opposite is happening, where when people want to get rich, they go into politics, they become member of the House of Representatives or member of the Senate, and they allocate government money to themselves, and then they become rich. And that has a solution, but it requires several different approaches. Like, for example, the case of the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance operate under the Public Financial Management Law, which was passed in 2009. And under that law, at Part 5, Section 35 and 36, people who receive government funding are supposed to file reports. So the the Liberia National Legislature, I will just take you back a bit and quote a few statistics for you. Under the National Legislature, under Tyler, and I don't know who the first guy was there, but I think he was from Bapolu or so, if you can recall. The House of Senate and the House of Representatives, under the last Ellen regime, which was headed by Tyler, I believe, they received a total of 220.
Amajala. He was
Amajala. They received a total of $220 million over the course of 6 years. $220 million. Now, when you receive government money, you are supposed to file a report every year. Every year, you file a report before you are giving the next round of the money. But those guys received $220 million. They filed no reports. They submitted no financial statements, no audited financial statements. And so even you, Bwaka, if somebody gave you even $1 million and you have no report to make, no financial statement, no activity report to make, you can take as much as you want for yourself personally and make yourself rich. So if the legislature received up to $220 million, that was under Tyler, who is now on the I think rescue train, and Amajala, they are all on the rescue train, but they received $220 million over the last Ellen term and filed absolutely no report. And I challenge them, if they ever file a report explaining what they did, how much person benefited, where they carry out projects, even you, Bwaka, you can go on their website. There's no website for the national legislature just to explain to the people what they did with the money. West yet honors the current speaker, Buffer Chambers. He received $430 million starting from 2018. How in the world you can receive $420 million and file no report was 6 years? So there is nowhere in this world that anybody will receive even 100,000 or 50,000 from a government and not file a report. But we are giving these guys $430 million, no report. In fact, no website. In this modern day and age, but they split themselves into two camps. Some of them with We Are, the other one with Bwaka, and they say they're coming to rescue the country. So we have a problem. We have a law under the Ministry of Finance, Public Financial Management Law. It calls for report when you receive government funds. These guys are in violation of the Public Financial Management Law for not filing reports and for not going through. We have a GAC law. I would just like to read what the law says. GAC. The Auditor General shall carry out annual audit of the government, annual consolidated financial statements. The scope of the audit of the judicial branch shall exclude matter relating to court decisions, and for the legislative branch shall exclude matter relating to merit of the legislature. So in short, the GAC is authorized to audit both the judiciary and the national legislature. Okay? Have they done it? No, because the legislature have decided that the taxpayer money is solely theirs to use in any way they want. And the Liberian people should not accept that. And that's how they go around, appropriate the government budget, personalize it, and take out peanuts, divide it on the people, subject the people to poverty, and then they come back and say they are rescuing the very people that they subjected to poverty. So those are some of the issues that we need to start discussing as we are looking forward to a new Liberia, or to break from the past. And without these corrective measures, you will change leadership as much as you want, but Liberia will still remain in a state of destitution and poverty. Nowhere, yeah.
Mr. Monod,
just call me Wonder.
Yeah, okay. How can we change all of these things? Saying them is one thing, but having a solution to solve those problems is another thing, because it's a continual process. It was not just the Ellie, it's even on the WIA, it was on the Taylor, Do, and whatsoever. How can we make a change? How can we graduate from this stage to another stage? Those are some of the things now we should be talking about.
Okay.
And
I just explained to you that it's under the Ministry of Finance law, so it's a law. The problem is they are not abiding by the law, and they are not abiding by the law because, for example, the regime is going to make a maybe illegal proposal to the people in the House to pass a law against the Liberian people's interests. When they pass such a law, they feel that it's their privilege to collect government money and not account for it. For example, we have the GSC. We have appointed them. We are paying them. Why can't they order the national legislature? And it's a law that authorizes the GSC to audit. So you tell me, what should we do? If I hire the GSC auditor general, hire audit deputy, whatever, pay them, what more should I do for them to audit the national legislature? You tell me. The second thing, I think the Liberian citizen, for example, a representative is in your district, and the year ends and he files no report. The other representative can write a legislature and ask you, you want a report of his activities, and you want a report of his financials or transaction or during the course of the year. If he doesn't do that, they have a law. The public information, I think public information agency or something like that, where you can demand a government agency or a government minister or a legislator to file a report. If they don't, of course, you have the court. They have something they call declaratory judgment. You can file or you can file a mandamus. But the problem is in Liberia is that the Liberian people think that they will sit back, they will fold their hands, and the country will get better. No country get better by their citizens sitting back and folding their hands. The second thing that the Liberian people can do is that, look, it's very clear that the previous government, that they call themselves rescue train now, ran Liberia without accountability. How do you receive 220 million and file no report? Tyler and Amajala, how do you do that? Maybe, Bwaka, you a journalist, try to enter the website and see. There's no website for the national legislator receiving millions of dollars, no website. And it is intentional because they feel that they owe no explanation to the people of Liberia for the use of the taxpayer money. And this is bad governance. And so it went from the Tyler Amajala regime to the Buffer Timor and what the Senate guy named Abachi. Waka, I'm talking about $400 million. 400 million, no report, no activity report for 6 years, no audited financial statement, not even an unaudited financial statement. This is catastrophe. But the solution is in the hand of the Liberian voters. Of course, it's in their hands. They can decide that, okay, we don't want this group. They have squandered the opportunities. We don't want it at all. So you can take the senior squanderer, maybe Bwaka group, and you can take the junior squanderer, maybe the weird group, and you can strip the whole group away and find new people.
So who are the new people that we think?
I told you already who I support personally. I'm not going to get into the business of telling people, but I am telling you that if somebody received 400 million and filed absolutely no report over 6 years, that person does not need to be in authority. I'm telling you that if somebody receives 220 million over 6 years and filed no report, no audit, nothing, and prevented any audit from going on, those people do not need to be in leadership. That's how change starts. There is no way. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway.
Mr. Bolo, you want to come in?
No, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask
go
you
ahead.
So for the record, I look at GSC website for over I would say 13 years. I look at the record. The GSC for the record, the legislature from 2006 up to present, all those who are serving the legislature and currently serving have never been audited. The office of the vice president for 12 years and also Joel Howard Taylor have never been audited. The executive mansion, the Ministry of State, under President Salih and under President Weah have also refused to be audited. Do you care to, and the judiciary also, the judiciary has also refused to be audited. Based on what you say about the PFN law, the PFN law says in the relevant articles that you quoted, that if you receive government tax dollars, regardless of whatever amount, you must be audited. You must make a report on how you use the money. Can you explain a little bit in your thinking why you think the judiciary, the judges, why you think they refuse to be audited, to be accountable on how they use the money that the government gave them to manage the court? Why you think the legislature sit and for that reason we don't know even their salary? Everybody will say, oh, sometimes 10,000, some people say 12,000, some people say 15,000. Even those who argue they were going to tell us they're going to put their first check out when they are elected, up to today's date, we don't know their correct salary. So can you explain a little bit why you think this key agency of government, the legislature, the office of the vice president, both Barker and Joel Howard Taylor, the judiciary, and the Ministry of State, why do you think they refuse to be audited?
Look, I work in the government for a while. I serve as controller, I serve as auditor, I serve as legal manager in several government agencies. There is a culture of unaccountability in government. There is a tendency for people to think that if they appoint you as a director or a minister or whatever, that the funds that they gave you to manage that office is your personal funds. So there is a culture across the board, both from the people in the Ministry of Finance who are exhibiting some of that culture to the legislature, to the judiciary. But I'm telling you that under the PFM law, you are supposed to file not annual report, but quarterly, semi-annual, and annual report, including monthly report. So let's say you were supposed to file a first quarter report, and you didn't file the first quarter report. And maybe I gave you second quarter, but by the third quarter, I'm not supposed to pay you any more money until you file the first quarter report. So that is an immediate solution under the PFM law. But we didn't do it. No, because everything is politicized in Liberia. Everything is politicized. For example, the code. If I gave the code, I work in government as controller, and some of the reasons why I got fed up with the system, because if you are supposed to bring a first quarter report to me, and we are in the third quarter, and you didn't bring your first quarter report, you're not going to get a third quarter report. And so you have a showdown so that people can be accountable. For example, as I mentioned to you, that the GSC has a law that authorizes them to audit the judiciary and to audit the legislature. And we are paying them, above and beyond the regular rate of the average worker. But have they attempted? I don't know. If they have attempted and there's a stonewalling, have they gone to court? They have a legal department. the Labor Department can file for a declaration in the court as to whether or not the national legislature, after receiving $440 million, should be audited. Now the Liberian people, they have a role to play. These people come to your town and they say they come in to rescue you, and of course they want another 6 years. Ask them, where is the consolidated financial report of the government, the audited report? Where is it? When is it going to come? Are they not accountable to the people of Liberia? So there is a lot of courage on the part of some officials. I think there is a culture that has been perpetuated by some of the people who are working, but that is not because there is a lack of laws. We have the PFM law, we have the GAC law, and under those two laws, there are supposed to be even activity report. For example, say you want to the legislator take money for 30,000, they say constituency engagement. Do they submit a report to their constituency? Do they post it online for us to see it? No. And the citizens, if they are in the district that the representative in, you can write an email report. And if he refuses, you can file a petition to the court asking for that report. But of course, if you have a citizenry that decide that they will do nothing, then you can have a legislature that receive 600 million. We are talking about going close to $1 billion. I didn't get the figure for the first early regime, but I believe if I put the first early regime and the second regime and the weird regime, we are talking about almost $1 billion spent without audit. This is crazy. I mean, it's almost like trashing your entire country, trashing your country. And we go to the U.S. to beg. I just read the audited financial statement of the U.S. Congress. I read the audited financial statement of the U.S. Senate, and I don't see why we get to in Liberia, because we don't lack accountants. There are accountants all over the Republic of Liberia. What we lack is that ordinary decency and integrity that public office should be used for the public good. Yes, and so we have these legislative billionaires, but that is not how a society progresses. A society progresses through business, through science and technology, not through electing people to office. They steal your money and then they put you online and give you peanuts and say, okay, we are your saviors. We want to save you.
Okay, so do you believe that the candidate that you support can make any change if he's elected president? Do you believe that he can put stop to some of these things that are happening that you think that are wrong today? Do you believe that he can make any change from this point to another point?
Look, I'm a technical person. I do support Gonglo, and I follow his because I supported him when he wanted to be president of the bar. And I tell you, what we had before was a situation where the bar was perpetually being funded by the international community. At every point in time, the bar was a financial kinja, as we call it. And Gonglo institutionalized reform measures to the point that today the bar is 100% self-supported. Now, I have a parable that I believe in. And it's not me wrote it, but I believe it. They said, do little things well, so that by and by, big things can come to you begging to be done. Let me repeat it. Do little things well, so that by and by, big things can come to you begging to be done. My experience with Gonglo at the National Bar Association tells me that he can do a far better job than the current people or the past people who had totally mismanaged this country, because he was able to take us from a point of dependency at the National Bar. He took us from the point of dependency to a point where we are 100% supported by ourselves. And so
wonder what we are talking. The bar is totally different from the presidency. The presidency come with huge tax.
I just told you, do little things well.
If we make a comparison on
you begging to be done.
Yeah, so you're coming. If we're making comparison on because Mr. Gonglo served the bar, he did this. The presidency is different. The presidency come with huge tax that you have to take care of the entire country. Not
are you suggesting to me that in order to be president, I must be president first? Is that your suggestion? Are you suggesting to me that in order to be president, I must have been president first? Is that your suggestion?
I'm not saying that you should be president
but
first.
It's like you telling me that because he has not been speaker or he has not been vice president, so he can't handle a country. I'm telling you that he had a situation where an institution was in a state of dependency, as Liberia is now, and he was able to manage that institution to be totally independent. Okay, I don't want to go into the government world because I think he has spoken a lot about it. I'm telling you what I witnessed. And I'm telling you, I do not have to be, I do not have to be president before you make me president. No, I don't have to be vice president before you make me president. If I run a school and I run that institution very well, I can be either a CEO or I can be a minister of education. So anybody, if you are giving an institution, for example, Costa wanted to be a vice president, let's say. Has he been vice president before? How do you know he was going to be a good vice president? It is based on his advocacy. Not so. Is it based because he ran the Ministry of Information or he ran the Port Authority? No. So you can tell me that in order for me to be president, I must be president before, or I must be vice president, or I must be speaker. No, I reject that. I'm telling you that if you run an institution and you run it properly and you run it well and you did extremely well with that institution, you can be trusted with bigger jobs. That is how it works. But you can't tell me that in order to be minister, I'm going to be minister first. No. Secondly, the people that he's running against, for example, were there. Let's take the case of Bwaka. Bwaka has done one of the greatest disservice to this country. He was there and they squandered the opportunity at the national legislature and signed a lot of bogus agreements. Those agreements could have gotten Liberian youth employed. Those agreements could have gotten Liberian businesses well positioned. But they signed a whole bunch of bogus deals. A good number of them were in the agricultural sector where he claims to have expertise. And he sat there and did nothing. And worse yet, he has now combined with Prince Johnson, who is accused of looting the country. And you are telling me, because sometimes I follow your comment, and you are telling me that those people are better than the person you're mentioning? Is that your suggestion?
In fact, to add to this matter, let me just say, Bwaka and Wanda, it is quite interesting that many people don't know this. Under President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, in every country, the president elected can always give particular portfolio or ministry in the government and say, my vice president will lead it. In Sierra Leone, Madabio gave the economic development to his vice president because he's an economist. He's leading that. In other countries, that's what they do. In Liberia, you know what Sirleaf did? For 12 years, Ambassador Bwaka had oversight over the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the National Lottery, and what was the other one? The Group of 72nd.
Yeah, Group of 77.
He have responsibility to, he have oversight. The former minister, I think he passed away, Dr. Chinwe, used to report to Ambassador Bwaka, directly. So in the agro sector, Ambassador Bwaka had oversight for 12 years. So what is happening, or what did not happen in the agricultural sector, when even the legislature passed all the bogus agreement, that Letty sponsor audit proved that 66 of the agreement we signed were all fake agreement. They did not even meet the minimum requirement of.
And what did he do after he was told? What did he do after he was told that those things were bogus? What were his ameliorating measures? What did he do to correct it? I'm telling you, it has direct responsibility for employment of young people across the board. And he didn't do it. So you can tell me, so I disagree with that theory that in order for you to be president, you must have been president before, or you must have been vice president, or you must have been speaker. No, I'm telling you that if you are giving an institution, even if you are giving a classroom, and you manage that classroom well, and your students go out and excel, you are therefore qualified to do bigger things. And based on
go ahead, just conclude because we have to take some call. We have roughly 2 minutes.
What I believe he did other things, but he speaks very eloquently about it. So I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about what I witnessed. And I witnessed his performance at the bar, taking off from a level of dependency to total financial independence. I believe he can do a much better job with the country. And I believe he can do a better job than the people who you are following. For example, take Mr. President. The Liberian people are suffering and they are struggling, and the man is singing music. Have you ever heard a president in power making music? Why serious matter is going on in the country? And I see young people follow him. They follow him and they're happy about what's happening. And now all the time they call us in the US and they ask for money. And you should be having a job. But you will not have a job if your president is dancing booga all the time.
All right. So that takes some calls. We have roughly about 9 more minutes to go. So folks, you can call in +231 888 624171 0770-102-102-886-010383. Once again, the phone line is +231 888 624171. Those in the diaspora can call on our WhatsApp number, and those back home can take 0770-102-102. Let's take this caller here. Good morning, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, DJ. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Your name is joining us from?
I'm Alex. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Alex, welcome.
Yeah. I just want to inform you, Congo guy that's sitting in my city wasting their time. Congo is not going anywhere. Period. You're wasting your time. You could have both Congo, the other guy, your guy wasting your time. Thank you, DJ. All
right. Thank you. Let's take another caller here on the line.
Why you wasting your energy? People not going nowhere.
Let's take good morning. Welcome. Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, Opoga, you know the guy who just called? It's the same mentality that got us in the Taylor thing. You came mama, you came papa, I will vote for you.
Yeah,
and we
let's take this
for that.
Let's take this caller here.
Welcome. That all in the weird thing. But we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Baka, everyone, I don't know where this is going now. I don't know. Because the show, that's how the show is to be, but right now, the show want to be the governor school. If you got on the bottom side, then you got to bring political party to kind of represent one another.
Yeah, so
come tomorrow. Can you come tomorrow?
Hello.
Can you come tomorrow?
Are you willing to come on tomorrow?
I don't know because of my business schedule, I may not get time to come in. But I'm just saying that if that requires, then we can find somebody to come and represent other political party. But two persons are there sitting there right now, and not discuss the issue. If they got on discuss issues, so discuss even the current government. But most of
the current government. Bobo has received $400 million.
Please let the caller lane. You're coming. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. You get the chance. I'm coming. If we get a different political party, either UP, ANC, even the government, they will balance it. Then they will do the show a change.
Yeah.
And the show can't change for we have been so very long time. Somebody will have to come over following that very long time. The show a change a lot of the show a change.
All right. Thank you. Now take your response to the
caller. But what just a point. When people call and they provide misinformation about what we didn't say, it should be corrected.
Yeah, but we have to. We don't have the luxury of time. We can when a person call, you respond. Let's take this person here. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, brother. This is Wawood calling from Springfield.
Welcome, Wawood.
Yeah, so as I read the comment this morning, I noticed that folks from the Boaga camp, all they are doing is insulting the Congos. And the reason why they are resorted to insulting and using inflammatory remarks is because they are telling me Joseph Boakai has no record to run on. And as I speak, I have the manifest. So the passengers who are on board the rescue train of Joseph Boakai. All our people who are on board that train, we have mass murderers. We have Edith Sarah's corruption King Kong. We have Frank Johnson, the mass murderer who murdered a whole lot of people, who is one who has been placed on U.S. sanction by the State Department. We have a bunch of criminals who are on this train, and this train is headed for the port of Monrovia. And this train must be stopped. If you don't stop this train and that train enter Monrovia, it's going to be disastrous. I'm saying this to the Latino people. This train that they are calling, and also on this train is Ebola and coronavirus.
Okay.
These are some of the parties that are on this train.
All right. Thank you so much. Now take this other caller.
So
good morning. Welcome. Sorry about that. We take two more calls. Then we come up to the guys to wrap it up. Let's take two more calls at 0770 102 102 86 010 383 555 102. Let's take this person here. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, brother. Once again, I like to listen to Liberian people who are saying in America and to organize about that. That councillor, that talking Councillor Freeman, he was working in the government. He had the opportunity to engage in all the things he is saying here. The Liberian people got to do this, the Liberian people got to do this. He was there. He didn't do it. And he said in America, he's a lawyer.
I was booted out of the government.
You didn't do it.
I was booted out and trying to do the correct thing.
People to support him, to engage the lawmaker and engage
the people. I was booted out for trying to do the correct thing.
Most people didn't know. They say he know he aware. Why he just go back home and encourage people to support him to do the work he's talking about? Then to say in America,
I was working there. I was put out for doing the right thing.
The other Liberian buy home. They say Liberian people are lazy. Liberian people are lazy set of people because they say that in America they can get jobs to do the same. Liberian people are lazy. I don't let them support.
Right. Thank you so much, James. Also, James is our final caller for today's. Wonder you will come in there and wrap it up. You listen to all of the callers. Probably want to make some correction there, and you want to close up from your end.
Let me just re-emphasize. The last time I was on the show, I talked about the implications of sanctions and for us to avoid sanction people. And today I focus on the fact that the legislature between 2012 and present day have received a total of $650 million. And for that $650 million, there is no annual report. There is no financial statement. There is no auditor report. That is a total calamity. How do you spend $650 million without report? And that was done by the Tyler House and the Amajala House. That was done by the Buffer Chamber House and the Abache House. And Buffer Chamber shamefully put money in a basket and carry it into the market to implement or loan scheme. So I'm encouraging the Liberian people, when these people come to your town, ask them for the report. Ask them, that is your authority. And use your vote to cast them out if you feel that they have not worked in your interest. That is just what how we'll close this.
All right. So, Mr. Gonglo, we are already out of time. So,
yeah, we're out of time now. Also, yeah, this morning, Wonder brings a lot of excitement to the show. I hope you keep coming by. So I'm reading the different comments. But it's unfortunate. One of the things we promote, and the guy who established this platform, Henry Costa, what he fought for all along is to provide an opportunity for Liberians to freely express themselves. So those who come here, you should show at least that respect for Henry Costa. If you come here, if I say something you don't agree with me, the best you can do, express your alternative view. But what we're talking about, some of the things I've said and what Mr. Wonder has talked about, those are facts. The question I'll ask is, did former Vice President Joseph Boakai, was he audited for 12 years? The answer is no. Was a Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Honor L.M. Johnson Seli, was a ministerial auditor for 12 years? The answer is no. Was a judiciary since 2006 to present? Has it been audited? The answer is no. Has other ministries and other agencies of government been audited by the GSC? The answer is yes. Why only 3 entities of government, the Ministry of State, the legislature, and the judiciary, why have they refused to be audited? Why? And Bwaka is part of that question. Ambassador Bwaka should answer that question. When I say so, these are facts. These are not my opinion. So if we have proof to show otherwise that Bwaka was audited for the past 12 years when you served as vice president, put the facts out. Say Ambassador Bwaka was audited. That will disprove me. But do not insult me. I'm reading this thing. People are insulting me. I don't need to boast. I'm not like other people who sit on social media and say they are the smartest people or they go after other people's degree. I'm not in that. I'm not into that. But people who have encountered me academically, they know me. I'm not smart, but I'm also not worse. Okay? If I can teach in American universities and be evaluated every semester, and I teach at University of Liberia, Stella Maris, UMU, Connington Graduate School, all over I've been teaching, I think I must know something. I'm not a dull person, but I'm also not smart. Do not insult me because I express view that you don't like, okay? Express your alternative view, and I'll respect it. And that's what we should do as Liberians. Let's look at alternative facts and alternative view. You are entitled to that. I will respect you, and I will protect your right to air it. And that's what Costa fought for, and that's what Costa has established this platform for. Let's keep the Costa tradition, okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gonglo and our brother Owona Fremont for coming on the show. We'll be back here tomorrow with a brand new edition of the Costa Morning Show. Like I said yesterday, if you're a UPist and you want to be a part of this conversation, you want to just make up the time that you think you can come and defend yours. We'll have you here on the platform also, and you can make your contribution by defending Ambassador Bwaka in his side of the political arena. So join us tomorrow morning. We'll be back here with a brand new edition of the Costa Show. Up until then, it's bye-bye from our end.